Hey guys, it's your girl Alicia, aka Geek XX Chic, and we're back with another reaction to The Flash. This time we are on to episode 15, which is called The Exorcism of Nash Wells. So, last episode we basically had the death of the Speed Force. In a nutshell, like the name of the title. Basically we discovered that Barry's actions during Crisis, which he could not avoid, unfortunately, created a situation where the Speed Force could not continue to thrive. He thinks that, much like Reverse Flash, who they also discovered exists, which feeds into this episode's title, that someone can actually create their own Speed Force. And so we know that the Reverse Flash created the negative Speed Force, and Barry now wants to create his own. And then, of course, as I just mentioned, they found out that Nash is not really Nash anymore. Somehow, the consciousness of Reverse Flash has taken over his body, and of course he wants to do what he always does, which is be a giant villain. Like this episode title says, I guess we're going to try to see if there's a way to get that consciousness out of Nash so that Nash can continue with his life and not end up being a psychotic murderer for the rest of his life. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into this episode and we will chat about it afterwards, okay? Let's go.
Welcome to the team, Kamilla. Your creation was unplanned, but I know you'll make a useful addition.
Where's my counterpart?
My husband, Joseph, he underestimated the value of the refractor and sold it to Mercury Labs a few months ago.
Girl, just get a little lotion.
Out with the original.
Don't be doing that to Iris's skin. Real Iris or not. Interesting. So she can make copies. That's why she wanted the mirror gun. But what does it mean that Kamilla's no longer a problem? What does that mean? Where is she?
Measure the intensity of the velocity you're using by color. So right now, it's black. That's neutral. It means you're not using any speed.
It's like a mood ring, but for the Speed Force.
Yellow is Nash.
It's your pal Nash. Let me out!
Guys, are we sure that's Nash?
Nope.
Just...
Hey, what's up, Detective Singh? Or what are you now, Chief?
Let's hope somebody's been helping him evade criminal charges. Question is why?
This is outstanding work, Joe.
Of course it is.
But Joe, this is your first year as captain. If your people think you suspect one of them of being a mole, and you're wrong,
have a look.
What's up with you, Singh? Why are you not believing Joe?
When I take a look at them in 3D, it appears that there are multiple brainwaves intricately tangled together.
Dude, you're like totally schizophrenic.
Multiversal traveler, anyone? Right? I have a neural splicer here in my bag. Can you get it, please?
You just have that casually in your bag, huh?
Stop an invasion of psychic stuff.
What else do you have in that gross little tickle trunk? I can't believe y'all fell for that so simply.
Oh, look at us. Flash. 2 peas in a pod. Do it. I wonder how much people you have left after I'm gone.
Barry, no!
I mean, he could have. You'd have to kill him. Just shake his heart up a little bit so he'd be real weak for like a month.
how's Nash?
Better. Now that you're not trying to kill him.
Shut up.
Really gonna do it?
Yeah, he deserves it. 1,000,000 times over.
You can't trust yourself around him.
What you mean is you can't trust me around him.
Facts. But really, would it be so bad? I mean, this Nash is kind of broken.
Wooden steak, salt.
You just keep that around to see it, like, what's going on in your house?
You to psychically monitor Nash and tell me when he's free from Thawne's influence.
See, maybe if y'all done that the first time, you wouldn't have gotten a chance to break out of the chamber. But
Hell yeah.
You broke one of the rules. You see, you never give anybody anything unless you get something in return.
how do you know she didn't?
Nice hat.
She's all up in your tent.
How'd you like to do what I do?
What's that?
Okay, just because she says she has no parents, you should probably check and make sure that she actually isn't accounted for.
This is for you. Like the sound of that?
This is kidnapping.
That's how Thawne gains his strength. He feeds on that pain.
And he's feasting on Nash.
Aww. He's a parasite!
According to my readings, the prismatic refractor is...
Okay, that's actually a really cool device, and I really hope they get to keep it after they get the real people back.
Here.
So you
Diamond. Shimmer. Glitter.
Hey. Sunshine.
Oh, that's disappointing. I don't think Cisco would like that one. Barry, don't. Barry.
I said I had this handled.
Don't worry, this won't take long.
Flash?
Dr. Light sends her regards.
She's pregnant. Stop it.
Sunshine reopened, Frost swooned from Dr. Light's photon bullet. Her ice healing's working overtime. This is my fault.
It is.
Just listen to Caitlin and stay behind.
Her name is Millie Rollins. Kamilla took a photo before we got out of Mercury Labs.
Yeah, I don't like this. Getting irritated when I see Iris, and that's not fair because I love Iris, but it's not the real Iris. Don't do this to me.
Yeah, it was true.
I'm glad you two are okay.
Right? Yeah. Like, seriously, how do they not know the first thing Iris would have done would have been all over Barry?
I'm glad you're okay. What if she strikes during that transfer to Argus?
Let me worry about that. Go see after your husband.
Right? Again.
Yeah, of course I was just about to.
Bye. Please tell me you noticed this now, Joe. Listen to your son. Both of them who told you something's wrong with Iris.
Barry, you were just as much of a hero as the Flash. That's why the city gave you the Medal of Honor. I mean, are you really...
He's like, I really was a good forensic scientist.
Sunshine does have limits. I have to find Joe.
Oh, these cheek kisses. I'm about to punch something. Why is no one monitoring any of the cameras at Star Labs? I'm so annoyed. Please tell me Joe's watching this.
When she went to go get the sonic emitter on the top of the highest peak, Corto Maltese, remember that? It plucked that, so determined to get the...
Nash, I'm gonna need you not to screw up the way that you did during Crisis. Can you just, for once, just do what you're supposed to do and not mess up? Can you do that for me, bro? Can you do that? Not today. How about that? Well, now that Nash has brain damage,
Good job, Cobra. Let me know as soon as they land. Thanks.
please tell me Joe set a trap. Please tell me Joe set a trap. Please tell me Joe set a trap. Y'all, just go someplace dark. They said she needs sunlight to disappear, but go to the dark, you dummies. This music, though. No, Joe! Don't leave him alone, please! Go into the dark, Barry. Get into the dark. You know what to do. Disappear now. Oh, no. You're in the dark.
You're heliokinetic, so without access to sunlight, you're just an ordinary thief.
You're going to jail, sunshine.
They remind me of how I feel when I think about Joni or Jenna. It's...
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting Cecile's another kid, not the stripper. I remember.
This time we're going inside Nash's. And
Yeah,
together we'll force Thawne out.
that sounds
From
gross.
the inside.
This really sounds... If you didn't have context, that whole conversation sounded really dirty. I'm just saying.
No, I get going now. He's weak. He's pathetic. He's limited by his emotions. Just like you.
Emotions make you strong. By the way, hate's an emotion.
I taught her everything I know while you sat.
So annoyed. If Iris was here, she'd be able to balance this crap out. This is all happening because Iris is not there to balance Barry's chi. I can't.
It hurt me in places I didn't even know I could.
The way we don't have time for all these long and deep conversations. Just drag his butt through the door. Drop it. Oh.
Let it go. Let it go.
Oh. She wanted him to have the prize. Oh. No, she took it with her. Well, I'm okay with that, but sorry.
It was my fault.
It wasn't,
She
though.
only did what I taught her to do.
She was grown and she made a decision. The way that Cisco is so calm as his hair is blowing in the breeze. Well, damn. Y'all could have found a nice safe place to contain that exorcism. There's probably a bunch of dead birds laying someplace.
There's as much a part of you now as yourself.
Right. Wait, what?
BT dubs.
Hearing?
Yeah.
Oh, I keep saying that.
You're a little crazy now, but it's good crazy because they're all smart.
You had a second chance with Allegra. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
God, that would be my personal hell, to have all these versions of myself just popping up uninvited. It's a no from me, dog.
And as long as we stick to the plan,
Success is assured.
Shut
we're a step closer to liberation.
Interesting. So she's trying to free herself. If I guess that's what we're trying to get from this, is that's the whole point of taking over Iris's life, and now poor Kamilla, and oh man, I hate this chick. But not like in a visceral, like she's gotta die kind of way, but just in a like, you're messing with lives here. And I'm not liking it. I don't like it. I'm getting to the point where I see Iris and I'm annoyed, and I know it's not because I'm not really annoyed at Iris, is that it's not the Iris, but you get what I'm saying? The show's messing with my emotions and I don't appreciate it. Anyways, guys, this was the latest episode of The Flash and it was okay. I feel like, for me, I wasn't really that blown away by it, mostly because I don't really care as much about the Wells' storyline. I feel like we've been through it so many times. We've been through so much to do with the Wells', and I feel like this was more of an insurance policy that there'll be a reason to keep Tom coming back, Tom Cavanaugh, over and over again, being able to just revisit or keep being a different Wells, even though the multiverse is gone. And I don't see why we need that. I mean, I love him. I do. He's an amazing actor. I just feel like we should just create a version of him and stick with it and just have him stick with Team Flash. Like, we don't need to keep reinventing new ways. And I mean, I don't know if it's just that this is just the only way that Tom can feel fulfilled playing this role anymore, is if he can be a completely different character every season. But I don't know. I just feel like I didn't much care. I mean, I guess it was somewhat nice to have at least the story of why he was so broken up about the whole Allegra thing. I mean, I figured out that she must have died, but we had no idea how. But as I said, I feel like that was enough, though, if that makes sense. Like, the episode where Allegra found the photo and everything that happened, I think we got enough as viewers to know that obviously Allegra's doppelganger was very close to Nash, and that something very bad happened to her, and that it was just devastating, and that's why he was so kind of desperate to get that same type of relationship or feel that connection again with Allegra. We didn't really need to see the whole story, and even the story itself was kind of hollow, right? We got two scenes, one of how he met her and then one of how she died. So it's like they didn't even really have enough, I feel like, to build out a whole episode's worth, in my opinion. And again, like I said, I'm glad that for now they've just put a pin in the Thawne thing, because I was like, we don't have room for Thawne right now. And I know some of y'all were like, Eobard Thawne will always be around. He's always a nemesis of Flash. I get that. I know he's not going to go away, period. I'm just saying, this season, we don't need, we had Grodd, then we had him. We still haven't figured out this black hole thing. Iris is still trapped. So you get my point. Like, there's a lot going on. We didn't need Thawne on top of everything else. Like, it's just too much. And I love this show, but one of the things that have always been its Achilles heel is trying to take on too much at once. Then everything just kind of gets scattered and doesn't really feel like it's getting the thorough attention and full arc that it deserves. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that the Thawne thing for now is gone. Like they said, he's not going to be gone forever, but at least we don't have to deal with him anymore this season. So thank you, Lord. With the Mirror Mistress, that was probably the most important part of the episode to me, is that we finally have some motive as to what she's doing. And while, as I said, I don't hate her as a villain because I don't think she's particularly evil at this point. She doesn't seem to be going out of her way to hurt anybody. She doesn't need to. She really does seem to be trying to keep everyone's life intact, with the exception of whatever. I still don't know what happened to Kamilla. She created a fake Kamilla with that mirror gun. So my guess is that Kamilla must be in a dimension. Like, I guess there must have been a swap, I guess, where she put Kamilla in a dimension somewhere, much like where Iris is with her. And now Camilla's fake version is now on the outside. So the gun can do that for her now versus, you know, she actually had to physically grab Iris. So that's a little bit scary that she can just keep creating this creepy army of mindless doppelgangers. But anyways, at least now we know that it's not really that she has any malevolent intent, it seems like, so far. I might be speaking too soon. But it does seem like she just wants to get out of the mirror. And she's clearly insane. Like, we've seen her do behaviors twice now with the shaking hand, the scratching. She's not okay. There's a lot of demented stuff going up in there. But again, I think that might be I don't know if that's a side effect of her powers slash the particle accelerator, or if that's just the side effect of her being alone for 6 years and having to talk to herself. Either way, it seems like her intent is to somehow free herself in the mirror. We see her still talking about her husband, like there's something going on there. I'm not sure. I know this is all going to end up being about her husband. Either that she feels like he should have worked harder to get her out, or that she's mad about the fact that he stole her and her technology, is kind of taking, I would say taking credit, because I mean, he still is saying that it was Eva's work, but I don't know. Whatever it is she's going through, a big chunk of it has to do with the fact that I think she feels like her husband should have done more to find her or rescue her or do something, and the fact that he's not done it, and now that she seems to be trying to do it herself, I think that's all going to be part of whenever they decide to wrap up this whole thing. We're going to see her basically trying to get to her husband and maybe get a little revenge or an explanation or something. But unlike other villains, she doesn't seem hell-bent on like world domination or taking out superheroes. She doesn't really seem to care about anything except getting her objective. And so I like, though, that she's getting a little bit more desperate, because it's making Doppel Iris act a lot less like herself. Or someone said that Candace Patton calls her Siri because it's Iris backwards, and I think that's great. I gotta be careful when I say that, though. My phone might start talking to me. We saw that, right? Joe finally sees it. He finally sees, outside of that outburst when she yelled at him a couple weeks back, he finally sees her when she was like, Barry had just been through something awful and dangerous and almost got killed, and she was more concerned about the device. And he was like, isn't this the area where you're supposed to be freaking out about Barry right now and barely paying attention to me? Like, what? Like, since when do you not trust me to do my job over taking care of your husband, who you're like obsessed with, right? So I really hope that I really hope that Joe, like, now that he's in this whole I'm suspicious of everybody right now mode, I'm really hoping that he's going to start watching Iris and start setting some traps for fake Iris, potentially, to prove more and more that there's something off, or that it may not be her. Because, like I said, I'm just tired of this, man. I'm tired of me getting annoyed with how the relationship, I mean, her and Barry's relationship is deteriorating. And what's scary about it is that it's not deteriorating in a way that's like they're fighting and they hate each other. It's like that slow disintegration that can happen because they're not connecting. They're still not connecting. They're not fighting, but they're not on the same level that they used to be. So I need it to end soon, y'all. I need Iris to get out, and I need to figure out what's going on with this black hole thing, because, yeah, that's the other two things. Now that we at least know what Mirror Mistress is up to, now it's time for us to figure out what the whole goal is behind what Black Hole is doing. Why are they trying to get the exact same things that Eva is? Are they trying to, like, I don't know. Something tells me maybe the husband knows more about what's going on with Eva than maybe Eva even knows. So I'm not sure what's going on, guys. If you got any theories, please go ahead and leave them below in the comments. You know I love reading that and getting all that information from y'all. So I hope you liked watching this along with me, guys. If you did, please click like. And if you want to see more from this geeky face, please click subscribe. Until next time,